What is up, everyone? The Toy Mantis is here with a new toy discussion today, and today I'm going to be talking about Rancor, and I'm going to be saying some terrible things here, so that's just my little fair warning. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, and you'd like to hear more bad things about Hasbro, and if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. But for my little attention getter here, and for anyone who tries to defend the costs of Rancor and the tiers, because I faced this a lot with my other video when their previous HasLab project. But let's put this in perspective here. Rancor is 9,000 backers to get for Rancor, right? You need 9,000 backers. You need 10 more thousand backers in order to get these three figures people have already got and a cardboard backdrop with some bones. Now, I'm going to continue on the video, and let's just see how any of this can ever make sense. Okay, everyone, so if you were paying attention today, Hasbro had released their own little presentation for the Rancor to reveal all their cards and act like that they had something actually good to show us, but disclaimer, they didn't. And just so you all know, I'm going to be saying some terrible things, so if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and see me talk more terrible things. But if you don't like it, then, I don't know, I guess keep watching. Anyway, Star Wars Black Series Rancor. Now, the Hasbro team there that came together today to talk about those tiers and the Rancor himself, I've never felt more least interested in buying something. I already backed Rancor, and I'm going to keep the one because that's why I backed him in the first place, right? But everything that was supposed to be added on to it was not good at all. Like seriously, the worst decision making ever with all those tiers. And what's so funny is the Hasbro team was able to announce these guys and have a straight face and smile about it 100% of the way through. So I'm going to go about this video exactly how Hasbro took it, and I'm going to go in their little order. So they spent about 20 minutes just talking about Rancor himself, just to really sell you on the idea of Rancor. And that made me more worried the longer they talked about it, because that just meant that they really had nothing to give us for the tiers, and it was just all kind of a joke. That's just how I see it. I think that's how a lot of fans see it. I think that Rancor is definitely only made to satisfy a little bit of new fans, because that's all you're getting is Rancor, really, and everything else is a re-release. So, Rancor, though, talked about for 20 minutes, and this is what's interesting about the Rancor that they are talking about, is he has more rubbery plastic. It's a softer plastic. It's got shoulder pads. It doesn't seem like it works too well to be sculpted on a figure. Maybe it helps in articulation, so I'll give them that. But what doesn't make sense is that the back, the front chest, and the face, from what you can see on the camera, is it's a softer plastic, which means it didn't have to cost them really too much into using it. They have their little detailing, whatever, and then that's it. And another thing I noticed is that they kept on reverting back to the photos and for what was being actually shown on the table. Now, if you look at the nails on Rancor, you can see on the table that it's actually painted darker, it's got shading, and then on the images, it's just a blank white nail, like no paint is really added to it. And they said, hey, the paint deco is going to change. So that means that if you like how it is currently, that means it could get worse. They say better, but it could get worse, and I think that's where the nails is going to come to play, because we saw the cool detailing on them. They're going to take it out. That's just how I think they're going to do it, unless if it's so bad that they can't get those other tiers, which I think they won't. Another thing about the Rancor is that with the metal chains, they said it was using plastic, so that's going to be switched to metal, and for the earring as well. And that's another thing that's just kind of weird. It really just shows that Hasbro was not ready to release the Rancor. That's all I'm getting at, is that they're like, guys, we're still trying to figure out Rancor as we're still collecting sales. That's all that seems like to me. Like, am I losing it here? Like, they're like, yeah, we're still trying to make the paint right. We're still trying to do everything correct. There was no reason to do the backer right now. There was no reason to tell people, hey, give us your money right now. Because Our Rancor is not ready. We're putting a HasLab project. It's going to be ready in spring 2023, which they've lied to us with the Razor Crest before, and that got pushed. I mean, obviously, the COVID stuff, I get it. Put whatever, and all the shipment things. I understand. So what I don't understand, though, is that why they had to shoot this project off and say it's going to be ready in spring 2023 when they're still trying to figure out how is Rancor going to work. Because that's what it seems like. Because this information that they told us was, like, surprisingly new and something we should have already known. And they're still trying to figure out paint deco. And they're like, hey, guys, we're still working on the paint. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. I mean, we don't know that. And by the time you guys tell us or even see anything, we can't even cancel. You see where this is going to be, like, problematic for people, for human beings, Hasbro. If you understand that people actually have to, decide to throw $370 whatever after tax at you for figures, we should know exactly what it is going to be. And yeah, it's a HasLab project, but it should be exactly how it is and how it's going to be. Now, with the tiers, I'm going to start off with the Gamguard. So we already knew he was coming, and Hasbro had to reiterate that, we got the special box, Power of the Force box. It's new, you'll love it. And then the second tier, the Cardboard and Bones, which is sad to say the best part of the tiers now, in my opinion, because it's the only thing remotely new for the Black Series fans who've been there since 2013, and the cardboard backdrop, unfortunately. And what's so funny is how happy the Hasbro team was to show this. Is they pull out this laminated printout paper of the backdrop, and they're like, all right, team, let's hold this out in front of this camera, in front of a bunch of people on live YouTube video, and then start saying, hey, look how great this cardboard's going to be. It's going to be huge, guys. This cardboard's going to be huge. And like, I mean, like, everyone knew what it was going to be, but like, I mean, just because you show how big of the cardboard is going to be, still, and they're like, don't forget, guys, it will be on a cardboard and it could stand on its own, so trust me, it's fine. I'm baffled by them trying to do some justice there. The Bones, okay, literally the only good thing remotely there, I guess, is the Bones. But still, let's go and move on to the third tier. The third tier, now, hold on to your seats, people. Salacious B Crum. Now, he was released before as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive specifically to the con show, I believe. No, it was just the regular San Diego Comic-Con release, I think. Maybe. But anyways, when people saw that, I mean, like, most people have him, I believe, especially now that there's the Monsters repack release with, not Salacious B Crum, I know it's the same species and slight different paint deco, I'm guessing, but still, it's a reuse of the same character. It's a re-release. It's to only help for people who've never been collecting Star Wars ever. That's ridiculous. And it's a 1-inch figure, and they needed like 2,500 more backers, I believe, for that. That being said, though, another terrible thing, and then another thing to gloat about from the Hasbro team was that the box was going to be unique and specific to him, and same how they say with our fourth tier. Now get ready for the fourth tier, because it gets worse. It gets so much worse. Is the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi. Now, this was the Walmart exclusive. They had a meh face sculpt, and supposedly it's fixed, and is like the definitive Luke Skywalker face. Yeah. So, and then, of course, the packaging, which we were supposed to appreciate for those figures, because they get their own little box. I don't get the concept behind this. I think the Hasbro team is completely clueless on what the fans want. This is the worst set of 4 tiers ever. Uh, 3 figures being re-released. Now, just hold on one second here. Oh, would you look at this? Oh, I apparently have all the figures from their tiers already in my hands. Isn't that weird? I think that's kind of weird. Kind of funny, too, on how they think that this gives any sort of incentive to collectors that have been into Rancor forever. Maybe we can only just get satisfied and get to that 9,000 and we won't see these guys. But still, then that doesn't make sense because now Rancor really doesn't seem worth $350. Rancor would only make sense to be $350 if he came with a bunch of stuff. This is why I point about on how Hasbro should just release 2 packages where, hey, here's Rancor just by himself, $250, whatever. How much? Because they already can pre-design smaller packaging, smaller shipments, whatever, and less weight. And then they could sell us some deluxe version for collectors who are new where they could have that backdrop and have all these characters, and that can be the bigger shipment and bigger whatever, and could take longer to make. But that's just my little opinion on what Hasbro could have done, should have done, really, especially when they were going to release, crap that people already got. Now, they're great figures, but we've already got them. There's no reason to have thrown them as extras for Rancor to increase the sales. And it's so unfortunate on how the people who run that Star Wars Black Series team are like, they think they're competent about what the fans want and such, but they're not. They literally got no idea what the fans even have. Like, do they even know what they made? I mean, I don't know if the designer just got lazy after designing Rancor, quit, and then said, hey, we're only doing the repaints. I ain't gonna design another figure for you guys on this. I don't know what they decided to do or how any of this process works, but the fact that you don't get the handler and you don't get Ula, even the bigger companies that always usually advocate no matter what Hasbro says, they're even mad about it. So Hasbro knows they messed up here. That's just the facts. They messed up. They released Rancor too quick. It's not clear. Well, the project got started launching too quick. The project here should have taken a lot more time and a lot more consideration. They should have finished Rancor first, similar to how Hasbro did with the Marvel site Galactus. You were able to see the figure and actually be like, oh yeah, okay, that's what it is. And now you're seeing how Rancor is going to be looked, and there's changes being made. Everything is sloppy, and you're getting this team of people that say, hey, we know what people want. We're so proud to announce this. And then it's just crap. It's crap what people got. We want new characters. We don't want re-releases. We get it. There's people always joining. There's new fans joining the Black Series. But the timing on these re-releases are ridiculous. It's insane. Like, Gamguard is still in stores. I can see him at GameStop for $35. I don't need to buy Rancor for $350 and hope I can get to that Gamguard on that first tier, especially. And if I had to rearrange their tier orders, I think the bones and the backdrop would have been the first tier. It should have been, because that's just more for the character and more new stuff, I guess. Then you can start messing around with, I guess, Luke, who had that new sculpt. Salacious B Crum is also kind of like, that was kind of an exclusive, but now he's going to be exclusive to this. And it doesn't make sense because they just made him an exclusive on another pack for Galaxy's Edge. It's much more affordable at $34 or $35, right? The decisions made are just weird. They suck. The marketing people here, clearly don't know what they're doing. And it's like, well, hey, if we cut out on costs, we get bigger bonuses. I'm guessing that's what the play is here. You know, why they chose to not give fans figures they actually would want. Now, Hasbro could just do this one thing where they really do listen to the fans. Like, legit listen. These are the characters we want. These are the characters we need to see. Okay, let's make them. Let's make them right now, and we'll just fill out the line. Let's fill out those blank spots, and let's stop focusing on the re-releases for a bit. Because that's all they're primarily caring about is the re-releases, so they don't have to keep designing new figures. They want to design figures at a minimal and release things at a minimal. And hopefully, when Hasbro sees whatever happens here, it's an awakening. It's an awakening to release the new product that people actually want, get people excited, get people items they want. Now, yeah, there is a small percentage of people that definitely missed out on those figures before. It's weird because, you know, Hasbro rushes to do their re-releases, and hopefully this just makes them realize that they shouldn't do that, because they constantly want to satisfy the new fans that immediately enter the line, and they don't have to redesign the figure. But it's just, man, they suck. They just suck. I don't know what else to add to it. They could have made Rancor one of the best Hasbro HasLab projects. They really could have. But all they showed is that they came up with one great idea following a bunch of terrible ideas. So hopefully it does fail on the tier part and Hasbro loses money because they put in those designs already for those figures. I will call out on their threats. And I will say, just don't make it then. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video more than Hasbro's live stream today about Rancor, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe so you can check out some other content on my toy reviews. I pretty much play fair game with figures, but I do like to talk a lot of crap on Hasbro. That's just me. So I'll see you all next time.